and get started just in a comfortable, easy seat. Our warm up into our class today is breath focused. Nothing crazy intense. It's short, but try to just commit to this and see how it feels. See how you can integrate it into the movement of our class. So coming into an easy seat, sit up nice and tall. If you're comfortable, let your eyes close. If you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, just soften your gaze, maybe looking down the bridge of your nose or just right at the floor in front of you. Bring one hand onto the chest, one hand onto your belly. So we'll start with 3 breaths. I'll cue you through it. They'll be really slow. And the point of this is to remind you of the full capacity of your breathing. You'll see how much air you can pull into your body, and then hopefully we'll breathe that deeply through the rest of class. So just take a regular, gentle inhale and a full exhale. Let all the air go. Now as you inhale, focus on pushing air into your low belly and then through the rib cage. Keep inhaling all the way up through the chest. You'll feel the collarbones lift and expand. Hold the inhale at the top. Now slowly, first exhale out the air of the chest. Exhale the air out through the ribs. And then fully release. You'll feel your low belly pull back in toward the spine. So we'll just do 2 more like that. Take it slow, fill fully. On the next inhale, start with the low belly fill. Send the breath up into the rib cage and all the way through the chest. Feel yourself grow taller. Full breath. Hold at the top. Now slowly exhale the air out of the chest. Exhale the air from the middle torso, the rib cage, and fully release all the air out through the low belly. So we'll take 1 more like that. Biggest breath that you can. Starting with the low belly. Inhale, fill here. Continue inhaling through the rib cage, center body. Keep filling, feel the heart lift, the shoulders expand. Hold. Now start to exhale out the air in your chest. Exhale the air in the center body. And full release. Let the air go out of the low belly. You can flutter the eyes open slowly, let the light back in, come back to normal breath cadence, maybe still trying to focus on deeper inhales and exhales. Really slowly, easily, lazily roll over your shins, plant your palms, and we'll meet right in a downward facing dog. So take a nice wide down dog to start. Feet can be hip width distance, maybe a little wider today, so we haven't been moving at all. Your hamstrings will feel tight. Nice big bend through your knees will release some tension through the back of the legs. Start to walk out the dogs, bending and straightening into the legs, letting the hips, your tail kind of wag side to side. Your ears are right between the arms. Try to wrap your triceps down toward the floor. And settling into stillness. Bring your down dog a little bit shorter, so you'll walk your feet just a couple inches toward the hands. Keep a nice big bend in the knees. We're setting up to take twists in our down dog, and it's a little bit easier with a shorter stance. So keeping your left palm rooted, reach your right arm underneath the body. Grab the outside of the left leg. That can be the outside of your calf, the ankle, all the way to the heel if you can reach that far. Use the strength of your right arm to pull the chest open. You can look underneath your left armpit toward the ceiling. But try to keep this stretch coming through the center body. Hips stay level and in line. Take a breath right where you are. Doesn't have to be really deep. Use the exhale to unwind back to your kind of short, funky down dog. Nice bend in the knees. We'll take it on the other side. Right palm is rooted. Reach your left hand across underneath the body. Grab the outside of the right leg. Keep the core engaged. This will help the low body stay still as you pull into the left hand, opening the chest to the right side of the room. Again, you can look up underneath your right armpit toward the ceiling. Take a full breath in. See if you can take as deep of an inhale as we did in the beginning of class. And your exhale releases you back into your downward facing dog. Start to walk your hands to your feet, coming into a forward fold toward the back of your mat. Take an even deeper bend through the legs. Let the chest fall over the legs and connect with the top of your quads. Head hangs heavy, crown of the head is pulling the upper body down toward the earth. Grab opposite elbows for ragdoll. You can stay still here if you like. Just let the earth pull you deeper into the stretch, or maybe you sway side to side, bob up and down. We pass through this pose most classes, so you can always try something new or go with what you know. Release your fingertips down to the floor. Heel toe the feet together. Maybe the big toes come to touch today. Keep the bend in your knees. Inhale is half lift and hold. So option to keep your fingertips rooted on the floor for half lift. And that's accessible by bending your knees a lot. Or maybe press the palms into the shins. And the more you press the hand into the leg, the longer you're going to feel yourself lengthening through the back. Gaze is down at the floor. Take one more breath here, tighten the core. And then as you exhale, relax into your forward fold. Let the upper body hang over the legs. Nice and slow, we'll inhale up to high mountain pose. Rolling up to standing position, reach the arms up overhead. You can bring your gaze to the sky as well. And your exhale just drops you right back into a forward fold. So we're going to take a half sun A here. On your inhale, find your half lift. Fingertips are rooted or palms to shins. Try to pull the heart forward. Exhale, melt, forward fold. And then again, inhale, roll all the way up to stand. High mountain pose, reach toward the sky. Option to lift the chest up and back for a tiny back bend. And then exhale again. Swan dive to the floor. Control the body as you come into the fold. Inhale is a halfway lift. And then use the exhale to walk into your downward facing dog. So any down dog that you'd like. Your stance can be wide or narrow. Maybe walk it out. Feel if your legs are already starting to loosen up. Come into stillness here. Palms are rooted, left toes are rooted. Inhale your right heel to the sky. Keep your right foot engaged. You can point or flex the toes, the foot. Bend the knee, fan the hip open. Imagine you're pressing the right knee up toward the ceiling. Take a big circle, pulling your knee into your chest, and then right back up and open. Take a circle opposite direction. Just warming up our hip joint. Re-extend your right leg, re-square your right hip down alongside the left. Now slowly pull your right knee into your nose. Use the core to squeeze your quad toward the chest. Plant your right foot between your hands. Drop your left knee down to the floor. And then inhale, reach your arms up overhead. So low crescent lunge. It takes a few steps to transition from down dog to your low lunge. Don't worry about it. Just keep moving forward with us through the flow. Reach the arms up overhead. Chest lifts up and back for a little back bend. Hips press forward. Use your exhale, slow controlled transition to a half split. So extend the right leg, hips press back, drop the fingertips to the floor. On the inhale, low lunge, reach the arms up, lift the chest back, gentle back bend. Exhale again, half split. So take the movement slow, make sure you're feeling how every muscle, every joint feels as you move. One more time, inhale, bend into your right knee, reach the arms up and back. Maybe the back bend's a little deeper. Exhales, half split. We'll hold this one for an extra breath. Right toes point up toward the sky. Can keep a nice bend through the right leg so you don't put too much strain on the hamstring. Fingertips are rooted, supporting the chest as you lower the chest toward the knee. Bend into the right knee as you inhale. Come into low lunge. Lift the left knee up. Reach the hands in front of your right toes toward the top of the mat. Gaze forward. On your inhale, you're going to shift all your weight into the right foot. Gently kick your left heel toward the sky. It doesn't have to go high. And then as you exhale, drop the left foot, crossing it behind the right leg. So the knife edges of your feet will be side by side. Cross leg, forward fold. They don't need to be parallel. The toes can be out of line. Don't worry at all about the alignment of your feet. Keep a micro bend or a big bend in the knees, and just let the upper half of the body melt over the legs. Release the tension in the neck, let it hang loose just for a second. Take a breath in. Use your exhale to carefully unwind. Feet come back to their natural stance side by side beneath you in a forward fold. Inhale is a halfway lift. Chest pulls forward. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up to stand. Find a high mountain pose. Get tall. Exhale, hands heart center. Pull your left foot into a tiny, tiny tree. So your left toes stay rooted, but the arch of your left foot pulls into the right ankle. So it's a modified tree. It's still early. We're not jumping into our balance quite yet, but this is going to introduce a little bit of instability in the low body as we take some side sways. Reach the arms up overhead. Grab the left wrist with your right hand. Reach up and over, side stretch. You'll feel it from the left hip all the way through the left fingertips. Inhale through center, release the bind. As you exhale, drop your left hand to your left quad. Reach up and over with the right hand to find a full side stretch ankle through the hand. Look up if you can. Inhale back to center, high mountain. Release your left foot beside the right. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, sit back into chair pose. Not here too long. Weight comes back in your heels to start. See if you can sit really low, but keep the chest lifting up as high as you can. Engage the core, squeeze the belly muscles together toward the center line of your body. Now, body stays the same. You're gonna roll your weight onto the ball mounds of your feet, lifting your heels up, so we're balancing on our toes. I just said we weren't doing balance this early, but here we are. It's a surprise. Take a breath in, and then carefully fall into your forward fold. Take it to the floor, heels drop. Inhale, halfway lift, heart pulls forward, back is long. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank. We'll hold our high plank. Shoulders lift up over the wrists, heels pull up over the toes. Tighten the core, make a nice, long, strong line of energy from the heels through the head. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower halfway down. Option to drop both knees. Inhale right back into your high plank. And then exhale is downward facing dog. So it's a sneaky push-up right there. Let's take off our movement on the other side, match it out. Palms are rooted, right foot is rooted. Inhale your left heel to the sky, engage your foot. As you exhale, bend the knee, let the hips fan open toward the left side of the room. Pull the left knee toward the sky. Take a big circle, pulling knee into chest, up and around. Opposite direction. Another circle. Your next inhale, you'll extend the legs square off the hips. Slow transition as you exhale, pulling your knee toward your nose, roll through your high plank, and plant your left foot on the floor between the hands. Right knee drops to the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, press the hips forward, feel the stretch, opening up the right hip flexor. Take another breath here. Maybe you open the heart to the sky. Exhale, half split. Lengthen the left leg, let the chest drop toward the left knee. Bend into the left leg. Inhale, low crescent lunge, little back bend if you'd like. Exhale, half split. All right, one more time. Inhale, bend into your left leg, reach up and back through the fingertips, shine the chest toward the ceiling. And exhale, half split and hold. So left leg is extended. You can keep a little bend there if you like. Try to stay long through the spine as you drop your chest toward the knee. And kind of imagine that you're pulling your chin toward your ankle. Use your next breath in to come back to our left side. Low lunge, right knee lifts up off the mat. Look to the top of your space, reach in front of the left toes. Inhale all the weight into the left foot. Kick your right heel to the sky. And then cross the left leg behind the left as you come into our cross leg forward fold. So again, toes don't need to be in a straight line. Legs stay bent. Let the upper half fall over the left quad. Crown of the head reaches down toward the floor. One breath here. And exhale, release into your classic forward fold. Take a halfway lift. Press the crown of the head toward the wall in front of you. Gaze stays down. Exhale, release, relax, fold. Inhale, high mountain pose, sweep up to stand. Exhale, hands come, heart center, quick reset. We'll set up our base. So our tiny mini sapling, we can call it. Tiny tree pose, right knee bends, keep the right toes rooted. Your right heel can press into the inner left leg line. Arms sweep up to the sky. Grab the right wrist with your left hand. Nice side stretch. Feel it through the right side body. Can use the pull on the left hand to stretch a little bit deeper through the right shoulder. Come through center on the breath in. Drop the right arm to your right quad, reach up and over. Try to look to the sky. All right, inhale, high mountain pose, release the right foot to the floor. Exhale right into chair pose, no pausing here. First, weight sits back in the heels, get really, really deep in the squat. Squeeze the inner leg lines together. Now on the breath in, shift the weight forward into the ball mound of the feet. Lift the heels up as high as you can. Keep the chest lifting up. Squat a little lower. Take one breath in. And then forward fold. Drop down on your exhale. Release. Inhale. Halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale. Plant the hands. Step back to your high plank. So we're going to do our little push-up flow here. Take a breath. Tighten the belly. Exhale. Halfway down. Squeeze the elbows into the side body. Inhale. Right back up into your high plank. And then exhale is down dog. So one push up here and there through our flow. It'll add up. We're going to get really strong. Just wait and see. All right, downward facing dog. Inhale, kick your right heel to the sky. Nice and high, down dog split. Exhale your knee to nose. Again, activate the core. Try to tap the knee and nose together. And then inhale, shoot your heel right back up to the sky. And again, as you exhale, knee to nose. This time plant your foot between your hands, low lunge, left knee stays up off the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Use the breath in to sweep up into high lunge. Stay low through the right leg as you lift the chest, so don't let your legs straighten as you lift. Stay really low. You want to feel some burning in the quad. Drop your hands behind the low back. Clasp them together. Try to keep the heels of the hands connected. If they come apart, don't stress about it. Just keep moving forward. Start to press the knuckles toward the back of the left leg, lifting the chest to the sky. This is super out of breath. This is supposed to be a chest expansion before a back bend. So if you just press your knuckles back without leaning back at all, that's perfect. Bring your chest to neutral, lifting shoulders over hips. Keep the bind. Spiral your left heel down. So we have warrior 2 in the low body. Hands are bound. Deep bend in the right leg. Start to hinge forward like you are going to go into extended side angle. Pressing the crown of the head toward the wall in front of you. And then your next inhale brings you back up to warrior 2. Release the hands. Reach them out long. Reach up and back for your reverse warrior. Stay for another breath in, reach a little bit further. And then exhale is extended side angle, arms stay wide. Can drop elbow to the top of the right quad, see how it feels. Maybe extend right fingertips all the way down to the floor. Try to keep the heart nice and wide open along with the hips in this pose. So one way you can focus on that is imagining you're pressing the back of your left hand into the wall behind you. And this is gonna lift that shoulder open. One breath in. Super slowly drop your left hand to the floor. As you do so, left heel lifts. We're coming into lizard pose. So both hands are down and the inside of your right foot. Just take a couple pulses forward and back. Finding a nice stretch through the left hip flexor. Come into stillness. Root through your palms. Take a breath in. As you exhale, step back to your high plank. Right foot meets the left back of the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, halfway down, low push-up. You know we're doing this. Inhale back to your high plank. And then exhale is downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Use the exhale to relax. And on the inhale, we're going to jump back into it. Reach your left heel to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose as you ripple into plank. Try to make the connection if you can. If not, you'll get there. Inhale, kick the heel up and back, down dog, split. And then exhale, knee to nose, nice and slow. Try to make the connection before dropping left foot down to the mat. Actively press into the feet. Thighs are squeezing together. Inhale, sweep up to high lunge. Again, stay low on the left side. You can drop your hands behind your low back. Try to switch the grip so the opposite thumb is crossing on top, just a tiny micro change. Knuckles start to press toward the back of your right leg, expanding the chest, rolling the shoulders down the spine. Can add the back bend if you want, lifting the heart up to the ceiling. Neutralize the upper body, lift the shoulders back over the hips if you bend. Keep the hands clasped. Spiral your right heel to the mat for warrior two in the low body. Bend even deeper into your left knee. Keep the bind hinge forward, like you're reaching your left shoulder toward the top of the mat, crown of the head toward the front of the room. And then inhale, back up, release the hands, warrior two. Settle in. Arms are wide, reach up and back, reverse your warrior side, stretch as you breathe in. Exhale, nice and easy into your classic extended side angle. Start with your left elbow to the top of your quad. Not dumping your weight into that elbow, staying strong, engaged, tight through the left side body. You can open the arms all the way, dropping left fingertips to the floor. Take it a little deeper. Breathe in, look to the sky. Exhale to lizard. Slowly drop your right arm to the floor. Spiral right heel up over the toes as you drop the hand in the chest down. Both hands inside the left foot. Pulse back and forth. A little bit of movement can bring our stretch a little bit deeper. Finding stillness. Hands are rooted. Core is tight. Press into the heels of the hand. Inhale. Step your left foot back. Find our high plank. Hold it for the breath in. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, high plank. Again, exhale, halfway down. And then bring yourself to the floor, drop the belly onto the mat. Untuck the toes, tops of the feet are rooted down into the floor. And then reach your arms long by your hips, palms face down onto the floor. It's a short spine strengthening series. We'll start with a half locust, just the chest and arms. On your inhale, press into the hips, press into the toes, lift the chest up off the mat, press the back of your hands up toward the ceiling. Think of that, you're squeezing the spinal muscles together behind you to lift the chest higher and higher. Try to press your fingertips toward the wall behind you. One more inhale. Exhale, release, drop one ear to the mat. Give your hips a little shimmy side to side. Now we'll take full locust, so forehead comes to center. We'll start with the upper body. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms. Now exhale, lift your heels up off the floor. Everything is flying high, low belly, and your hips are pressing down, grounding into the mat. You can look forward toward the top of your mat here. Holding. Take another breath, try to lift everything another half an inch. And then exhale, release. Bring the opposite ear to the floor. Again, shimmy the hips side to side. You can windshield wiper the heels side to side with the legs bent, just to release some of the pressure on the low back. When you're ready, release your feet to the back of the mat, toes tuck under, palms press into the floor alongside your rib cage. Inhale, lift up through high plank table if you want to keep your knees down. And exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here, big cleansing breath in, fill fully, just like the start of our class. Big breath out, let all the air go.
Again, just like that, fill the whole center body, low belly, ribs, chest, and breathe out, release. One more. Power flow to go. Bear with me. Lift up the heels, bend the knees, look toward the thumbs. Step or hop your feet to your hands. Forward fold at the top of your space. Take a half lift. Lengthen out the back. Relax, release, forward fold. Inhale as high mountain pose. Get tall. Exhale your hands, heart center. Just a moment to reset. Come back into it. Rooting through your right leg. Staff pose on your next breath in. Arms reach up to the sky. Left knee lifts up. Flex your left foot to keep the leg active and engaged. That'll make balance easier. Take a second to find your stability on your right foot. Think about lifting up through the right ankle. Stacking and lengthening that joint will make you feel more stable. Take a breath in. Open arm twist to the left. As you exhale, pull the left fingertips toward the wall behind you. Try to look back for your left thumb. Movement just comes through the chest and the core. Low body stays where it is. Inhale back to staff pose, centering the heart forward. We'll take eagle. So wrap your left arm underneath the right. You can take a full bind, bringing your palms together, or wrap your arms around your shoulders for a bear hug. When you have the upper body, start to cross the left leg over the right, squatting low, just like you're sitting in a chair with legs super crossed. If you feel out of balance, you can bring the left toes to the floor as a kickstand. Keep the chest lifted here, lift the elbows, lift the fingertips to the sky. Feel the scapula spread across the upper back. Take a full breath in. Sit lower if you can as you exhale. Keep the arms bound. Inhale to staff pose. Left knee lifts up toward your chest. We'll take eagle arm airplane. Nice and slow. Start to kick your left heel toward the wall behind you, hinging the chest forward as you lift the heel up. You can release the bind if it is uncomfortable or you feel unstable, unsafe, but try to keep it if you can. One more breath in our airplane. As you exhale, bend into the right knee, let the left toes drop to the back of the mat. Lunge through the low body. Keep the bind, reach up and back, little back bend, elbows and fingers reach toward the ceiling. And then release just into high lunge. Let the arm bind go. You can shake it out if you want. Sweep the arms up to the sky, get low in the right leg. Take a breath in. Exhale is warrior two. On your inhale, reverse your triangle. So straighten into the right leg, reach up and back. So you'll find a stretch from the right ankle all the way through the right hand. Kind of lift up out of the right hip. So lengthen out the side of your, or the inside of the hip by popping it forward toward the front of the mat. One more inhale. And then exhale is triangle. So as you come through center, you're gonna pop the hips toward the back of the mat, kind of a sassy pop. Reach your hands forward as far as you can to lengthen out that right side body. And then you can drop your hands, keeping the hands wide open, arms wide open, up to sky and down to the earth. If the floor feels really far away and you don't have a block right by you, you can just pop your fingertips right up onto your shin. Stay active through the legs, little bend through the right leg. Breathe in. Get longer through the side body as you exhale. And then inhale is star pose. So lifting the chest up over the hips, square chest and hips with the left side. One more breath here. We're really just passing through star. As you exhale, sweep your right arm down and then around as we spiral to a left leg high lunge facing the back of the mat. So you'll sweep your arms up, pull the right heel over the right toes and sit nice and deep into the left leg. Take a breath in, lower as you breathe out. Now inhale, straighten into the left leg.
Exhale is a slow swan dive into modified pyramid. So keep your right heel lifted nice and high over the toes. Fingertips drop to the floor on either side of the left leg. So for pyramid, we want our hips square. Pull the right hip forward to meet the left. You can always shorten the stance a little bit if it feels inaccessible as a wide leg pyramid. Just play around with it. Think about pulling your chin toward your ankle, just like we did in our half split. One more breath in. Full breath out. Add a little or a big bend into the left leg. Press into the palms. Inhale is 3-leg dog. Send your left heel up to the sky behind you. And then half pigeon left side. So pull your left knee toward the left wrist. Left ankle pulls toward the right wrist. Doesn't have to be a parallel shin to the top of the mat. Take a look over your right shoulder at your extended leg. Make sure your toes are pointing toward the wall behind you. They're not sickling in toward the center of the mat. Untuck the back toes. Let that leg fully relax for a minute. Maybe come down onto your forearms. You can extend all the way, reaching the arms forward if you like. We're not taking a long half pigeon here, so we still have another power flow to get to, so I don't want to wind down too quickly. Just check in with your heart rate while we're here. My heart rate's pretty high. It might be because I'm talking all the way through this, but again, try to channel your breath, that deep breathing, to pull the heart rate back down. All right, lift the chest back up if you lower it onto your forearms. You're gonna sit your weight into the left butt cheek. Sweep your right leg around, crossing the right leg over the left knee. So we're setting up for a seated spinal twist. If it feels uncomfortable to have your left leg bent here, you can extend it toward the back of the mat and get the exact same benefit of the pose. So left leg is long or bent beneath you. Bring your right hand right behind your hips at the base of your spine. Press your fingertips or palm into the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up to the sky. Let your gaze follow. As you exhale, press the left elbow into the top of your right knee. Pressing those two together will twist the heart open. Look back over your right shoulder so you're looking toward the top of the mat. Take a big breath in. It's kind of hard to breathe deeply when we're twisting this heart. Just try your best. Use the exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Now carefully, slowly unwind the spine. Bring both hands to the outside of your left hip. So counter stretch, just let the chest kind of drop toward the floor on the outside of the left hip, the left leg. Now we're twisting to the other side, so you can just keep walking your hands toward the back of the mat. Let yourself spiral around. We'll meet in a downward facing dog, facing our normal forward motion. All right, let's take it on the other side. So from down dog, bend your knees, lift your heels, look toward your thumbs, and carefully step or hop your feet to your hands forward, fold the top of the mat. Inhale is a half lift, pull the heart forward. You'll feel your sit bum kind of open toward the wall behind you. Exhale is a forward fold. Inhale all the way up, high mountain pose. Get tall, get strong. Exhale, hands come heart center. All right, one more time, let's do it. Give it our all, and then we'll wind down and reward ourselves. So staff pose, left leg is our base. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, lift your right knee up toward your chest. Right foot is flexed, strong, active. Think about squeezing the inner thighs toward one another. That'll keep your center body tight and in line. Breathe in. Exhale is open arm twist to the right. So right fingertips pull toward the wall behind you. Keep imagining there's a string pulling the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Staying tall and long will help with our balance. Use your next breath in, come back to staff pose. We'll set up for eagle. So this time, right arm crosses underneath the left. palm to palm, hands to shoulder, your choice. When you have your upper body strong set up, cross right leg over the left, sit the weight back, coming into our eagle pose. So you can press the knife edge of the right foot into the left calf. That kind of helps the legs stay squeezing together. The more you squeeze the inner leg line, the deeper of a twist through the legs that you'll get. Maybe kickstand, right toes on the floor if you're feeling pretty wobbly today. Every day is different. Sit a little deeper, pull the elbows up a little higher. Keep the arms bound. Inhale, staff pose, knee pulls into your chest. And then careful transition into eagle arm airplane. So our chest drops as our right heel lifts up behind us. Extend the right leg long. Pull the right hip down in line with the left so they're square with the mat. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, start to bend into the left knee. Right foot finds the back of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest up and back so it's high lunge with a bind, a little back bend. Release the bind, high lunge, arms to the sky. Should feel good to give the arms some room to breathe. Take another breath in. Open up warrior two as you breathe out. On your inhale, straighten into the left leg. Reach up and back, reverse your triangle. Nice line, left toes through the pinky. Open the left hip toward the front of the room. One more breath in. Exhale is triangle. So now pop the hips toward the back of the mat as you reach forward and hinge into your left leg, triangle. Again, options with the hand to bring it up onto your left shin. Maybe it travels down the shin toward your ankle, eventually reaching the floor or a block. Doesn't have to get there today. Look up over your right thumb. Take a breath in. Use the exhale to press the crown of your head another inch toward the front of the room. Now, core is tight. Use it to pull you up into star pose as you inhale. Chest and hips open to the right side. Stay for the exhale. And then the inhale, left arm sweeps down and around, pulling us into high lunge facing the back of the mat. So we're in a deep right leg high lunge. Pull the left hip forward to square off with the right. Take one more breath in, start to straighten into the right leg. Exhale is a swan dive over your right leg into a modified pyramid. So again, your left heel is lifted up over the toes, just like you're wearing a super tall stiletto. If you feel really loose, you can drop your left heel down. It's always an option. But keeping it lifted is going to offer more space for your fingertips to reach the floor. Take a breath in here. See if you can stretch a tiny bit deeper as you exhale. Add a bend into the right knee. Plant the palms. Your inhale brings you into three-leg dog. Kick your right heel up and back behind you. And then exhale is our half pigeon. This time right knee pulls to the right wrist. Creating some variation of a number 7 through the legs. Right foot stays engaged, a lot of pressure on the knee. Again, keep the chest lifted to start, peek back over the left leg, make sure it's long and relaxed. Top of the left foot is just resting onto the mat. You can drop onto your forearms or reach the arms forward, coming into a full sleeping pigeon, your choice. Just a few moments here. Now we're really starting to slow down. Slow the breath as we slow our movement and kind of slow down the energy of the class. And gently lift the chest back up. This time roll your weight into the right hip, the right bum. Sweep your left leg around. Left leg ankle crosses over the top of the right knee, the right quad. And again, check in here before we take the twist. Option is to extend your right leg long, and that'll help to root your left sit bone down on the mat. So if your legs are both crossed, you have one hip lifted way up off the floor, that's a sign to just extend the leg long. So we want to focus on the twist here, not so much on the legs. So feet are both flexed wherever they are. Press your left fingertips or palm right at the base of the spine, back of the hips. Inhale, right fingertips to the sky. You'll lengthen that whole right side body. And then exhale to the twist. Right elbow presses into the left knee. You'll look back over the left shoulder, twisting the neck. It's important for that full spinal twist. Kind of like this pose because having your hand placed right at the base of the spine, it feels like you're kind of spiraling yourself around. I always want to say spigot. Is it spit, Jonathan? Just take one more breath in.
What?
Like a pig. Anyway, look carefully, unwind. We'll take a counter stretch. Both hands find the floor on the outside of your right hip. Let the chest just drop down to the mat. You'll feel a nice release through the side body. And then we'll use this as our transition back facing forward. So we'll keep walking the hands toward the top of the mat. We'll come into our downward facing dog. It's our last down dog. Take a minute here, big breath in, full breath, sigh out the mouth, release all the air, just relax into the pose. Look forward between your thumbs, carefully come to a seat. You'll pull your knees up into your chest, pull your heels really close to your seat here, and then roll all the way down onto your back. We'll close with 2 back bends. So we'll start with a classic bridge pose and then we'll build on it. Let the hands rest alongside the hips. Palms face down can be really grounding, but there are no rules. So up or down, yogi's choice. Press into the shoulders, into the heels. On your inhale, roll the hips up to the sky. Back of the neck is elongated, pressing down into the mat. Keep your chin pulled away from your chest so you can keep breathing here. Squeeze the glutes, pull the inner thighs together. One more breath here. And then relax the hips down to the floor. We'll take one more bridge pose. Option to take wheel, go for it if you'd like. I'm still going to cue bridge with just an arm bind beneath the hips. So when you're ready, your back bend on your inhale, hips lift to the sky. If you're in bridge, you want to take it deeper. Hands clasped beneath the low back. You'll wiggle the shoulders underneath the chest, creating a little shelf for the upper body. You'll feel the chest expand even wider toward the sky. Be toward the back of the room if you're pressing really hard into the heels. So hold, breathe in, full breath. Don't cheat it at all. When you find the top of the inhale, then start to release as you exhale all the way down to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, back and forth. Should feel really good to curl the spine in this opposite direction. Take a happy baby pose. The knees come wide around the chest. Flex the feet toward the ceiling like you're gonna kick the sky. Bring the hands back of the thighs, back of the calves, or around the feet or toes. Use the bind to pull the knees wide open. Check in with the back. Starting from your sacrum all the way through the crown of the head, everything is flat, grounded, and rooted on the floor. Maybe bend and straighten into the legs. Again, a little bit of movement to take the pose deeper, to let yourself play around a little bit. Last breath here. And release the legs as you exhale. Maybe kick them up to the sky and give them a little shake like a baby. Pull your knees into your chest. Couple rocks and rolls bring you up to a seat. Nice, easy, comfortable seat. We'll just close with one really slow, really full breath together. So close the eyes. On your inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Super slow, filling slowly, feel it. the inhale through the entire center body. Hold at the top. And then exhale out the mouth, sigh all the air out. You should feel your body relax. You can flutter the eyes open. We're finished. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Happy Monday. Back to Tuesday next week. Looking forward to seeing you all again.